Should be a fairly good race. Let's see how it goes. So in 1-1, we're going to start right out of the gate with some extended roll action. This is famously called the double extendo. We'll see if other players land it. Mundungu nails it. Both players did very well. The key is also knowing when to let go of the Y button and repress it so that you don't accidentally pick up barrels, killing your momentum. Kalarse having a little bit of a slip on that one of those slopes there, so Mundungu is probably has about a 2 or 3 second lead right now. And here we're going to see a instance of a bonus warp, where Mundungu here is going to be going into this bonus and then intentionally failing it. That's going to shoot him a little further out into the level. There's only one other instance where we do this, and that's in World 5, I think. Yeah, Elevator Antics. Here's my favorite stage in World 1, I think, Reptile Rumble. But we'll be seeing World 1 again later because of map warp. But this is one of those instances where you see they sort of turn around a little bit to line up all the Kremlings in a line so they can roll through them and gain as much speed as possible. Through every enemy that you roll through, you actually gain speed. Both Kongs max out at the same speed, as far as I know. If you're interested in learning any of these speed games from the Donkey Kong Country series, or learning about them, I would suggest checking out the wiki to dkcspeedruns.com. Lots of great information there. So coming up now into the water level, aquatic ambience being an amazing track here. Coral Capers is one of the hardest levels in the game to optimize. The whole goal here is that you don't want to touch any of the corners, as you lose a lot of your momentum. And the fish here is pretty much, aside from DKC3, the most broken fish in the DKC series. As you can see, sort of when you're in the middle of a stab like that, you can clip through certain enemies when you're in your stabbing animation. So that's why a lot of people prefer the first fish over the second one. Going fast in these water levels is... you need the fish to go fast into these water levels. Very difficult otherwise. Mundungu having a very good Coral Capers. Looks like Kalarse is having a little bit of problems. I think I saw him lose the fish a little bit earlier. Barrel Cannon Canyon here is pretty much an auto-scroller. There's a little extendo we're going to do here, but there's some more barrels at the top that we're going to take, and that are just going to blow us through the level. Right here is the extendo. He'll roll through these 3 and then repress Y right there so that he keeps his momentum and his trajectory so he doesn't roll through the 2 bottom guys or crash into the wall. Kalarse nailing it also. It's very imperative that you nail this because going through this level without taking the top barrels is extremely long. So here's the first instance we're going to see of the beaver. This is very naughty. I think it's very naughty. And pretty self-explanatory. Jump on him a few times. There's a certain window where you can hit him, otherwise you'll just bounce right off him. As Kalarse finishes up with World 1. Mundungu is now going through Winky's Walkway. This stage is fun, but unfortunately it's a little ruined because you don't get to grab the frog. Yeah, very naughty. I thought so. Here's another instance where we're going to warp to the end of the level. Newer runners will get into this and think they're in the clear and then get owned by that guy right there. Very annoying. Mundungu having no problems getting through the minecart level. Coming up to probably the first real hard level of the game, Bouncy Bonanza. This is where we're going to see a lot of what's called tire rolls. There's a certain window where when you land on the tire, you can actually roll off of it if you land right on the edge. And it's quite useful in the speedrun. We'll see it later on also in World 4, Rope Bridge Rumble. Kalarse is, okay. He was donkey for a little bit. We have a saying in the community when you're speedrunning this game. That's, if you're donkey, you're dead. It holds fairly true. I mean, Donkey Kong is very slow and awkward to handle sometimes, but newer runners will rather run with him sometimes. A little easier to control. Oh, Kalarse taking a little bit of damage there, having to go through the rest of this section. Hopefully he'll, yeah. Mundungu finishing up with Stop and Go Station, coming up to the first super jump of the game. He's got to clear these things out. Then he's going to take damage as Donkey Kong intentionally right here. And when he takes damage again, he'll have a super jump stored, and he's going to hit the top barrel. The barrel off the screen there, I should say. Kalarse just finishing up Stop and Go Station. It's still very early in the run. I mean, anything can happen. Kalarse can still catch up. There's still a couple of tricks to execute in World 3 that could very easily go awry. Here, Kalarse setting up the super jump. Damage, and he's in there. The alternative strat is taking a tire that's a little later in the level and having to push it in a certain way over a gap. That can be very frustrating. So Vulture Culture, 3-1. That barrel that he just went into only appears when you're donkey, and it's on a timer, so it will eventually go away. As Kalarse is... Ooh, he took damage fighting Neki. This is the first time we'll see Neki. We'll see him again in World 6. Despite there being 6 worlds, this game only has 3 bosses. 4 if you count K. Rool. So here's another instance of a super jump that we're going to see Mundungu execute. As you can see, Kalarse had to swap to Donkey Kong in order for that barrel to appear. Here's where he's going to take damage and be Donkey. Take damage again right here, be holding B, walk off the edge, and land on the enemy. And then he's going to let go of B at a certain time. The stage that Kalarse is on right now, usually if you come in a solo donkey, you should go back, probably fall off a cliff. There you go. Sorry, I'm going to refresh my stream here and sync up a little bit. So Mundungu's now in Temple Tempest? Yeah. This is where you get to see a lot of the extendos in action. Rolling through these perfectly lined up lines of beavers. Manipulating the camera like that, sort of jumping in a loop there so he loads all 3 Kremlins in the right order, and he can roll through them, gaining as much speed as possible. You'll see it again here. As Kalarse is now probably just letting go of the B button. So he's descending at a very slow rate. This level is very, very fun to watch when it's executed very well. So where he let go of the B button puts him where he needs to be. Here we're going to see Mundungu doing the famous map warp trick. During some of the corners in World 1, you can press any of the face buttons as you're crossing over them, and it'll warp you to the middle of Orangutan Gang. That was a third try map warp from Mundungu. There is an alternate strat that you can do in Temple Tempest if you're a new runner that involves getting Espresso, the ostrich. It's very, very recommended. Mundungu now coming into Clam City. Oh, takes damage. If you lose the fish, it's bad news, because sometimes the fish will just despawn and you'll never see him again. So it looks like Mundungu's... Oh, I'm not sure if he did that intentionally. I think he might have. Just so he could start the level again with the fish. Kalarse is now setting up the map warp trick. See how many tries it'll take for him. First try for Kalarse. Good for you. Well, that saves time over going through the level regularly. Log champ indeed. See, that was one of the instances where you're clipping through enemies as the fish. Now this is Queen Bee. She has some cycles, much like her royal counterpart in Donkey Kong Country 2. Oh, someone donated for Donkey on Engard, I guess. Or at least he got the fish back, which is the hardest part. Mundungu finishing up World 3, moving on to World 4. We're going to see a lot of snow and ice levels. Movement along snow and ice is different because rolling speed doesn't matter. You need to jump in order to gain your top speed right away and then roll. There's also some tricks here where you're going to see him pick up the tin can and do what's called an edge boost, where you just tap the B button when you're on the edge while you're holding the tin can, and you can gain a little extra distance. You'll see it right here, which gives you enough so that you can jump on them and skip this whole barrel section. He's also going to be rolling very strategically here. In between some of the vultures, off screen there's a barrel that's going to shoot him out there, skipping another section of barrels here. Very hard to see because of the snow. Kalarse is now finishing up Queen Bee, or Queen Bee, yeah. Not Bumblebee Rumble is the name of the level. Slipslide Ride here. Platform off screen that Diddy can reach, which we'll see him jump off the rope and go onto this warp barrel on the left, which is going to shoot him towards the end of the level. Otherwise, you can just jump as Donkey Kong into that corner because Donkey Kong's hitbox is much bigger. These purple ropes here will actually pull you downwards, so you need to be jumping off of them like that. The blue ropes will propel you upwards. Ooh, Kalarse taking a little bit of damage here. Hopefully we can recover enough so that he doesn't have to... Oh. Yeah, there's a DK barrel coming up. I'm not too concerned. Kalarse knows what he's doing. And he nails it into the barrel. He's free. As Mundungu is finishing up Bird, or Ice Age Alley. Octopus Chase is the longest level in the game, as far as I know. It's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I just think of it as an opportunity where we get to listen to aquatic ambience again, uninterrupted. Very much like the previous water levels, you don't want to be hitting any of the corners. So you're going to want to take them as sharp and as close as possible without actually bonking into them. You're going to lose all your momentum that way. Kalarse finishing up with Slipslide Ride. Moving on to Bird. There's not much going on Mundungu's level here. Just swim through the corridors, don't get hit. Listen to aquatic ambience. Kalarse is actually taking the super jump route through this level, which I don't blame him. It's very difficult because if you lose the bird at any point, especially in the middle of the air, you're going to get propelled forward and probably land in a pit. You don't want that. There are a lot of super jumps hidden in levels that most new runners will attempt to go for, especially ones that are not too confident in their platforming. I'm one of them, that's for sure. Mundungu still swimming his way through Octopus Chase. Kalarse didn't let go of the B button in time, so he's stuck in the air for a little bit. But at least he's now moving on to Octopus Chase, making back a little bit of ground. Actually, there is a swordfish in this level. There's no, it is not faster to grab him. It's way out of your way. Yeah, and it's almost at the end. I believe it's right there. And that's a sign that he just passed. It's not worth it. And here we're coming up to Torchlight Trouble on Mundungu's stream here. The game wants you to grab Squawks, but Squawks is very slow, and all he does is provide light. You can beat this level without light, as you can very well see. And he causes lag as well. Those little things where you see Mundungu land on the big crushes and then bounce over to the right, that's not by accident. He's doing what are called back bounces, where right before you hit the enemy, whichever way your back is facing is the way you'll ricochet. So some instances you're going to want to land on enemies like that with your back facing to the right. Now onto Rope Bridge Rumble. This is probably one of the most entertaining levels to watch, just because of all the tire rolls and camera manipulations, rolling through enemies. It's very, very impressive. Yes, there is a SJR, or a super jump roll, in this level, recently discovered. Here I hope we'll see a big tire roll at the end here. Yes, nails it. See, when you landed on the armadillo there, you were ricocheted so far to the left. If you were aiming to the right, you could have, you could make it sometimes, I think. I see Joe and other streamers go for it. So this is Beaver 2, or Extremely Naughty. This time he's back and he's longer. Looks like Mundungu's setting up for the Oil Drum Alley super jump roll. I wonder if he'll go for it. Because usually you can take damage in between the 4th and 5th cycle. And you can skip him jumping around like an idiot 4 times. But you went to the level of Solo Diddy. So I'm thinking we're going to see a super jump roll attempt here. Yes, we are. So here he is, loading the Kremlings in the right order, taking damage and holding B, lining him up perfectly, and oh, a little bit too late, unfortunately. Gets bodied by the Kremling. That's too bad. It is a frame perfect trick, so it's not meant to be easy. Looks like he's going to go for it regularly. It was a good try. This is probably one of the more difficult levels in the game, but easily one of my favorites. If not for the soundtrack, then for the pure platforming. Oh, Kalarse taking a death right at the end of Torchlight Trouble. That's very unfortunate. I don't think I saw him grab halfway either. And he's solo donkey. Yep. A lot of people say that this level is truly where the run is. It's the first truly hard level in the game. I was talking throughout that last section where Mundungu was jumping on the edges of the oil drums there, rolling off tires. Another very impressive strat. Kalarse seems to be having a problem. Oh. Can't keep his ditty together, unfortunately. Here's another instance of the of a bonus warp where we're going to take a warp. That's going to shoot him a little further into the level. Now, when you're seeing Mundungu sort of jump under the crawl spaces there, you can zip out of them if you're holding down. No, if you're holding down and you're jumping in them, you can jump through them, and it's a little quicker. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words right now, but you just saw the bonus warp there. Kalarse just finishing up Torchlight Trouble. Now here he's manipulating the cycles of the elevators now, so that he can jump from them quickly. Culminating in what we call, I think it's called elevatorless. I don't remember, but it's right here. You're going to try to land right there and roll through them. Easy every time. Kalarse is now making his way through Rough Bridge Rumble. Now we're into Poisonous Pond, which is probably, excuse me, please, probably one of the hardest water levels in the game. Not only is it really hard to see, but these mincers are all over the place. But I'm really hoping we're going to see a triple mincer clip here, where you can, there's a little section there, you can, when you're stabbing, you can sort of clip through the 3 mincers. No, he's not going for it. And that's okay. It's a really tough trick. You got one. Kalarse is now finishing up the beaver. Also keeping 2 Kongs. I wonder if we'll see a super jump roll attempt out of him. Now here we're going to see the first instance of a jump roll. There's Kalarse setting up, taking damage as donkey. Oh no, I think he's just doing the super jump. Now what Mundungu's doing is the rolling through the air glitch, which can only be done if you walk into the minecart instead of jumping into it and then take damage. The game still thinks you're on the ground, so you can roll through the air like this. Don't get too comfortable with it though, because eventually it does run out. On those birds there, you can actually perform a jump roll, but it's very risky and it only saves 4 seconds, so it's not what you're going to see most runners go for. There's an instance of some tire rolls by Mundungu. Now we're in the home stretch of Minecart Madness. Little bonus in there for you 101 enthusiasts out there. Too bad you don't have to actually beat it. As Kalarse is taking the intended warp out of Trick Track Trek, which is great because it's a long and boring level. As Mundungu enters Blackout Basement, or as we call it, Bob, if your movement is the same the entire time, this level shouldn't present much of a problem for you, because most people know where exactly all the enemies are, where you can tap and repress Y and stuff. But if you, unfortunately, didn't quite make that jump. Now Kalarse doing another super jump. This is one of the more risky ones because if you let go a little bit, if you let go a little bit too early or the wrong spot, you can clip into the wall there and soft lock. We call it BOB because it's the acronym for Blackout Basement. And that's the end of Blackout Basement, and we come into the most ridiculous boss of the game. Hardly a boss. This is Dumb Drum. There's a slap slide there, too. All he's going to do is slam his butt on the ground and spit enemies out at you. He switched to Donkey a little bit earlier so that the last two enemies of the game can be killed faster. And Kalarse takes a death in Poison Pond. Finishing up Dumb Drum, moving on to World 5, 6? No math. The thing about another reason why we say if you're Donkey, you're dead, even Donkey Kong being on the Animal Buddies slows his movement because he's so large. We'll just call him muscular. So Mundungu is coming up on the levels I was talking about before the race started, Tanked Up Trouble, or Tut. There are two jump rolls you can perform in this level. The first one, which saves the most time, is Creme Tut. Named that because you do the jump roll off a Kremling. And the other one is Bird Tut. It's a backup. It's technically a backup if you fail Creme Tut, but it's called that because you jump roll off of a bird. So it looks like we're going to be seeing some Bird Tut because that was the Creme you do Creme Tut off of. Let's see if all that practice paid off. Uh-oh. He's got to nail it. Oh, he doesn't, unfortunately. So we're going to get to see some Tanked Up Trouble Warpless here. This level is interesting because you see you have to grab these tanks that say fuel and they fill up your lights for some reason. And if the lights run out, then your platform will just sink to the bottom and you'll die. But Kalarse can make up a little bit of ground here if he nails the jump roll. But like I said, it's very, very risky because if you miss it, you could very well die. But if you nail it, it could be 4 seconds in his favor. So we'll see what he does here. He comes. Nails it. So right there you see Kalarse landed right on the birds. Nice gif, by the way. Lands on the bird. I'm sorry, everyone. As you land on the bird, you press the Y button, and it puts you into this rolling state. But you have to jump out of it, or else you're going to run into the bees around here. You're going to die. As Mundungu finishes up Tanked Up Trouble, moving on to Manic Mincers. The only instance you're going to see Rambi be useful in the game, Rambi being the rhino. Oh, he took a death! No! Kalarse! So the rhino is very difficult to control because he has natural input delay, and there's a specific damage boost you're going to do, and you have to do it in a very specific spot in order to clear the gap that you want to clear, which we'll see coming up very shortly. Right there, nailed it. Another back boost, rolling through this tasty line of beavers. Made it look easy. And now we're on to Misty Mine. There is a super jump roll in this level too. but doesn't look like we're going to be seeing it. There's also a super jump and a jump roll, as far as I know. There's a frame in every single level in World 6. Kalarse now entering Blackout Basement. We'll see if he can keep up with the light cycles. Yeah, see, he takes a little... oh, I don't know what he was doing there. Oh, he was doing the super jump. I see. See, I don't know most of these super jumps that exist in... other than the ones that are useful for a faster time, like in Frenzy and Nullstone Mayhem. Mundungu blowing through Misty Bind. Yeah, see, Kalarse doesn't want to deal with all the platforms and things that are going on there, and I really don't blame him. It's a really, really difficult level. He just wants to beat the game. Loopy Lights is another level that is dependent on grabbing the barrel to do the thing. In this case, you're going to touch the barrels to turn the lights on and off, but that causes a little bit of lag. So you're not going to see the runners do it unless it's right in their path, right in their movement path. Kalarse is having his way with the dumb drum. Mundungu rolling through everything in his path. Yeah, it's this enemy and the enemy before, enemy cycle before that you use Donkey for, because you can kill them just by jumping on them once. Oh, Kalarse taking damage, unfortunately, which made the fight just a little bit slower. I'm informed that Kalarse has indeed performed a gold. Congratulations to him. And now, for the final level in the game, we have platform perils. And just to make it more interesting, let's put a jump roll in there. See if Mundungu's going to nail it. Otherwise, it's a very, very, very difficult platforming level. As Kalarse is now in Tut. Setting up perils is Mundungu, and he is a little bit early, unfortunately, so he's going to have to actually play the video game now, unfortunately. These platforms will just sink. Oh, that was scary. The platforms will sink and go in the direction that they're going as soon as you land on them. Looks like Kalarse is trying Bird Tut. Oh, too early, unfortunately. Well, at least we saw a jump roll in Minecart Madness. If only briefly. If you're interested in seeing more jump rolls, you should tune in to more of these Donkey Kong Country tournaments. Matches, I should say. The next one is at 3 in the morning, EDT, or EST, depending if you subscribe to Daylight Savings Time. 3 in the morning for Nathan Ta and Diddy Kong. So if you're up early or if you're up late, stop back here. This is Neki 2. He's back and he's purple, and he spits more nuts at you. It looks like we're going to see 220 for the K. Rool fight, so we'll see a 36, a low 36 for Mundungu, which is very good, very close to his PB. It shows his consistency. There's not much to talk about for the K. Rool fight, unfortunately. It is essentially a glorified cutscene. He's going to take his crown off and he's going to throw it at you. The only way to speed up the fight at all is to go for what we call crownless, which is jumping on him the exact second, or the exact frame the crown is not registered on his head. Kalarse is, you're going to get to see some more super jumps. Like I said, they're all over World 6. That's a rare instance of a super jump where you don't need to take damage for. like I said, not a whole lot going on in the K. Rool fight right now. You just try to dodge the cannonballs. You can line yourself up to what we call the God Pixel, where you can stand in the same spot and the cannonballs will not touch you. You line up Diddy's feet. On the ground. And Mundungu's now coming up to fake credits. Yes, there was a Donkey Kong Country 2 tournament. Actually, it started in November of last year. Feast 314 won the tournament. I also took part in it and commentated a lot. We're going to see another super jump in this level from Kalarse. Right there. I don't blame him. It's difficult. As Mundungu's finishing up the last 2 hits on K. Rool. And that was about as close to a crownless hit as you're going to get. So Mundungu finishes with a 36-16, which is... I'm looking at his PB right now. Oh, only like 45 seconds off. Less than 45 seconds off. So, no, I can't math, unfortunately. His PB is 35-36, and he just got a 36-16. So, congratulations to Mundungu for finishing in first place. It doesn't look like he's in the tournament Discord, so I don't think we're going to get him in here for an esports interview. But I know Kalarse is, so we'll probably see him. Drop your GGs for Mundungu. 40 seconds, there it is. 40 seconds off of his PB. I think that's pretty impressive. Shows how consistent he is. As Kalarse is now finishing up, or at least he performed the super jump in Loopy Lights, second last level of the game. And I've been informed by Kalarse in the chat for some reason, he's typing and playing the game at the same time, that he can PB still if he hits platform perils. When I say hits platform perils, I mean hits the jump roll. Oh, he is in Discord, my mistake. See if he wants to come in for an interview. Yeah, one of the challenges of these super jumps is knowing when to release the B button so you can begin descending optimally so you land right in front of the doors. Entering platform perils now, rolling through these clumps. Imagine Kalarse is a little bit nervous right now. Having to set it up. Oh no, he set it up wrong. Unfortunate, very unfortunate. We're not going to see Kalarse PB. Unless you can set up an extra jump roll, which I don't think exists yet. So Kalarse is making his way through platform perils as Diddy is now stomping on Donkey Kong's feet. Good for him. Hello, Mundungu.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Not bad. Congratulations on your first place.
Yeah, surprised my time was actually this low since I had a lot of major mistakes, but I
Yeah, you
didn't get
played
any
to
jump rolls.
you played to within 40 seconds of your PB.
Yeah,
That's very impressive.
yeah, I don't remember the specifics of my PB, but I know there are like a bunch of deaths and a lot of old strats. It's from 3 years ago or something like that, so.
Yeah, I was looking it up actually, and it was from 2014. What are the older PBs on the leaderboard? Did you just come back and de-rust for this, or have you been dirty practicing offline for the last 3 years?
Oh yeah, I just came back for the tournament actually. I did the Super 16, and then right after that I started relearning this.
Nice.
It's about a week or a week and a half ago or so.
And you played within 40 seconds of your PB with only a week of D-Rust. That's very impressive. Good for you.
Oh yeah, I mean I used to play the game a lot. I mean I used to run it for a couple years or something like that, so there's a lot of muscle memory there, and a lot of the new strats help a lot. Like my PB is really pretty easy to beat, I think. So
yeah, judging from what I was seeing while you were playing, it does look like a rather large PB is in order for you. I can even see a mid 34.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as long as I don't die a bunch of times and get a jump roll or two, it should be pretty easy.
It's that easy. Just press the button, man.
Yeah, I used to be a lot better at jump rolls. That's the thing that I really lost is the frame timing.
Yeah, it's all about a feel thing. That's what Eason and Peachy were telling me.
Yeah,
you just learn to feel it out, I guess.
I'm really struggling with that right now, so I'll probably have to grind jump rolls for a while.
Yeah, you'll get it back. Don't worry.
But yeah, this tournament's pretty sweet. I probably wouldn't have picked the game up, but like I just kind of got back into speedrunning a couple months ago for the Super 16, and then I saw this tournament, so I'm like, yeah, I'll just jump in and try it out.
That's great. Well, we're glad to have you. It certainly is bringing some of the people out of retirement here. I know Fathlo has come back.
Oh yeah.
Some other names that I've never really seen around the DKC community. I'm relatively new myself, only around for the last year and a half, maybe two. So some of these names, I forgot they had PBs on the leaderboard, like Metatron, not KBZ, I guess, but yeah, pretty much that. I don't really know where I was going with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of the old school guys are still, not in the tournament. But back when I was playing a lot, I actually learned from Peachy or Hippie. So he got really into the game when I started playing, and the really good players are like Garrison, TJP, and Fosty.
Oh yeah. No, Garrison, I don't think we're going to see picking up the game anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely not. But it's grinding away at Metroid right now.
Yeah, that's a fun game. KBZ calling you out on chat. That's pretty nice of him. So kalarse now coming up to the fake credits. I think I saw him finish this with he finished World 6 with a mid 41, I think. So he's probably looking at about a 44. 44,
yeah,
which is
kind of a rough group, to be honest. I don't think I'm gonna make it out, and I'm not too bad at this game. But
who else is in your group?
Guts and not F Mayweather.
Yeah. Well, not F
Mayweather crushed me last time. He like PB'd or something.
He's still relatively new to the game, as far as I know.
Yeah, he's gotten good really fast.
See, no math. So we see kalarse finishing in second place with a 44 even. Congratulations to him. We'll see if I can pull him in here. Yeah, when this tournament was announced, I was actually quite interested in joining. I played Donkey Kong Country 2 mainly. So I figured I could probably learn the game in 3 months or so, but unfortunately real life got in the way, so I wasn't able to properly dedicate the time.
I didn't die on a claptrap. I'm fine with that.
Congratulations. Yeah, GG. Congratulations on finishing second. Why don't you talk about your run for a little bit? Looks like you were on PB base coming into Perils.
Actually, if I got Barrows, I could have a PB actually, but I died. Also.
Yeah, that setup was a little janky.
Yeah, I just forgot to release Y extension. And I got the freaking MCM jump row, and I died on the B.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. At least we saw one jump roll.
Yeah, and the awesome knob.gif.
The knob.gif. I had a hard time keeping it together when I saw that overlay. I'm not going to lie to you. So thank you for making my evening. That was very, very funny.
You're welcome. I was expecting to use it against Guts, but I got the jump roll that I was not expecting. And I said, I got the jump roll. Better show the awesome GIF.
Yeah, there's no real opportunity where it's not good to show that GIF. That GIF, I think.
Yeah, so it's not on the best timer that not FMA has, but at least I got something for all.
And we definitely appreciated it.
I just hated my word 4.
Yeah, you had a little bit of problems in torchlight trouble near the end there. You kept dying on that mincer. It's a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that for a little bit?
Actually, if it wasn't for that, I would be still on PB pace, even without any jump rope.
Yeah, you died what, 2 or 3 times in there?
2.
2, yeah. That was the last one too. I saw it. When you re-enter the level, you grabbed the parrot. Was that intentional or?
No, the second time after the first death, I got the midpoint, and then after I died, as soon as I entered the level, since I was on midpoint, the game automatically gives you the parrot.
Oh, that was it. Okay, I thought you would just grab the parrot just so you could see what you were doing. My mistake.
Actually, before I used to grab the parrot, but I said I need to PB regardless of if I win or lose. But then, guess what? I died.
Well, it's Donkey.
Yeah, and all the times I was with Donkey, so I went with the meme. If Donkey, you're dead.
Yeah, if you're Donkey, you're dead.
But still funny that it was funny. I'm not sure if that's a real Word 5 gold, because I lost my splits and I took the time from what I had as a backup, but I glotted Word 4 or Word 5.
Wow.
Even with the death on MCM.
Well, now you're gonna have to gold it without a death.
Yeah, still. And funny that if I get at least one of the jump rolls on Word 6, I probably actually, without dying, I probably can sub 40 or at least 40. So
easily. Yeah, you're on your way. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Once you drop some of these super jump strats that you do, yeah.
I want to sub 40 with all the super jumps, so then I can make another time on the leaderboard that says with jump rolls, with super jumps and without super jumps.
Oh yeah.
For the memes. And then I will be the next sub, because Neo's so far away now.
Neo's closer than you think. Don't worry. Neo is much closer than you think.
Godlike Neo.
It's he's in tournament now, so that's pretty exciting. In Group H,
Neo
I think.
Neo Tourney. Yeah, against FS against Killer, and not sure which is the last one on that group. So finally, Neo.
It is. Well, I think that about does it for us here on Speed Gaming and at the Donkey Kong Country Any % All Stages tournament. Thank you all for watching, and GG's both to Mundungu again, playing within 40 seconds of his personal best, and congratulations on Kalarse finishing a minute exactly.
Exactly a minute. That's the funniest part of all.
Yeah, that's really great.
Exactly full minutes of PB. Fuck my life. Thank you, Dustin, for the awesome commentary. I'm most likely sure that was awesome.
I'll take your word for it.
Thank you. At least I got the. I did not die by claptrap. I'm happy by that, and I got the gift. So
It was a good run all around.
I believe that's good for me.
Yeah, it's a fun race all around. It was very entertaining for both sides.
So at least I showed off that freaking last section of the beast. Need to practice.
Well,
Excellent.
do you have another race scheduled, or was this your last one?
No. I need to schedule the last one against Guts, but I will wait until later on today, depending on the sports results, if I can do it on Friday or not. So I'll schedule with Guts later on.
Well, all right then.
With my boy.
With the boy, Guts, DKC.
Exactly.
All right, well, thank you everybody for watching. I'm Dustpan. I don't play this game, and
but you like it, so.
But I do like it. And GG's again for both runners. Thanks to Speed Gaming for hosting this amazing tournament. If you're in the mood for some more monkeys, stay up for the next 8, 9, 10, 11, 7 hours.
Yeah, the dreaded 3 a.m. run.
Yeah, 3 a.m. We have,
as Joe would say.
Nathan and DD Kong. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.